Hey guys, Sidz here.
And
Welcome to this Hall of Fame interview. And I'm here with Ashish Shukla, who is from Prayagraj, who joined our community in October 2021. He is a web development coach for students. And in the last 9 months, he's been able to achieve over 8.74 lakhs by implementing the Freedom Business Model. He runs a community called Karo, and he has trained over 1,200 students in web development niche. And great to have you here, Ashish. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Good milestone
Thank you so
achieved.
much. Thank you so much, Siddharth. Good to see you, first of all. And you have been a role model like the time I have been seeing you. And it's a pleasure to share the stage with you right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashish. So, Prayagraj, you're from a small town. How long have you been doing web development and when did you decide to start teaching this?
Okay. So, Siddharth, like actually, before joining in this and before doing all these things, what I have been doing was in the lockdown, I started I was looking for jobs. I'm still a student. So I
Hmm.
started teaching in a community called Lido Learning. So I was
Okay.
just teaching for almost 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
I learned the things, how the teaching works, and I thought that this is something that I can do.
This
And
was in which
but
year?
what I got,
In 2021 or 2020?
it was in 2020.
Okay.
That was in 2020. And after doing it for 7 to 8 months, I learned a lot, right? But I was not able to see that effort in my bank account, right? I was
Hmm.
doing a lot of efforts. I was spending 7 to 8 hours on daily basis, but I was not able to see that in my bank account. And what I understood was I have a potential and this field has a lot of potential, but not in the right process. So I should do
Yes.
something of my own. And that was the time I started doing the things on my own, but I was struggling till the
Hmm.
time I found it.
Okay. What was your income like in the previous year? Now, the last 1 year, 9 months, you've done around 8.74. What was it like the previous year?
So in the previous year, in the whole year, I made somewhere around 2.5 lakhs.
Okay, great. So you're literally doing like a 5x, 4 to 5x jump after. So what do you think are the top three, factors that has helped you 5x your income
Okay.
the last 1 year?
So that the first thing, like after coming inside your community, like the first two things that I understood was that, see, I was just focusing on the small, products like 400, 500 rupees, and I was
Yes.
really struggling on that. After coming, I just understood that there's nothing like, until and unless you are in how to manage the things, what is the curriculum and how you should budget it out.
Hmm.
I understood all those things. That was the first understanding that you should not go for like small pricing. You should go for a bigger one.
So you
The
raised
second,
your ticket, yeah, ticket size of
yeah,
your product to what, around 5,000, 10,000, that range from
5,000.
400.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
very good.
started from 4,000 and now it's almost 8,000 rupees.
8,000, fantastic. That's the first point. What's the next one?
Everyone. So the second one that I understood that I was not a believer of charity. So that is something I have been, and I do not know what happened, but somehow I can see the cash flow started coming in. I do not know what happened, but so that is something I believe that it really works, and that is the second big thing. And the third thing,
And also you're in a city which is is like a there's so many charities you can do there. Yes.
absolutely, yeah. So then the last thing was like surrendering to the master. Like I was just moving to the multiple places, like you told that you should surrender to someone and then you should start trying out the things. So that is something I did. I just surrendered to you whatever you said. Like you said that if someone will ask me to just send an email by sending on one leg, I'll do that.
Hmm.
So I have just surrendered to you what you have said.
Hmm.
And so
Thank you, Ashish. Thank
and
you. And I
I
did
can
the
see
same. I can totally relate with that story. I mean, what you are saying is because I was also jumping until I found my mentor and I just followed that in the results. That's where you're getting 5x growth. Fantastic, fantastic. So tell now you've already learned about website. That's your core niche, right? You teach website development to students. In 2020, you've been teaching also. You got into the teaching part at that point. After coming to ILH, what do you think has shifted in the way that you teach? Not what you teach. What you teach may be the same thing, WordPress and SEO and page design, all of that stuff. But the way that you deliver information, what has shifted?
so so that the biggest thing is like earlier I was focusing on just one time transaction, like like student has given me the thing, it's okay, let's just teach and I'll
Yeah.
go, right? But after that I really understood that it's not a one time transaction, but it's something like building a relationship so that we can build a bigger goal and we can move forward. So that was
Yes.
the one shift that I have made. I learned about the community building, how important building a tribe or community is. So I started doing that. And now I can see students are more interactive, they are more engaged, they are engaged with me in a personal level also, and they are more interactive in the classes as well. I can see the retention is more, I can see the number of students who are coming, that is also more. And I can see that now I have launched my level 2 program, and I can see good results over there also, like without any webinar, directly over mail, I'm getting like 7 to 8% of
People are
conversions.
buying directly. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Superb. So, which leads me to the next question is, what is your funnel right now? Like, how many people are buying your 8,000 product every single month? And like, how are you able to generate those customers?
Okay, so that actually this has been a very long story. Like earlier when I was not in ILH, like I just met with Swastik. So
Okay.
so Swastik Nandakumar was the person. I just went and watched his Cell Like Hell masterclass,
Yes.
and that is how I got into this community like ILH. I just
Mm.
there I was introduced about ILH, and so I started with the webinar process, and I was not having that much of money, so I started with the Instagram influencing and just that
Yes.
kind of.
Mm.
So I started with that process, and now, like with all the things, I do on a weekly 3 webinars every week, and I'm
Okay.
able to generate 80 to 90 students per month
Per
for my
month.
level for
Free
my level 1.
webinars or paid webinars?
It's free webinar.
Free webinars. Fantastic. And you're running Facebook ads to fill these webinars?
Yes, earlier I was doing Instagram, and now I'm completely on Facebook ads.
On Facebook ads. Fantastic. So you went through that journey of discovering what will be the ideal thing. So right now, if you're doing 80 to 100 students, that means you're probably doing 25 students in a week. And to get these 25 paid customers, what do you do for that? Like besides Facebook ads, like do you do any other organic marketing as well?
So basically now I have started, taking the video feedbacks and documenting the journey of the students, and that
Okay.
is what I'm doing apart from that. And also I bring the students live on the Sunday webinars, and they also interact with the students who have like grabbed the job or who have been done something. So they also come on Sunday and they interact with the students, and that is
Nice.
something that is helping me out.
Excellent, excellent. So you're currently averaging what around how much is your monthly income now? Probably around the 2 lakh month per month range right now.
Yeah, it has now shifted to somewhere around 3 lakhs per month
Wonderful.
now it's
And how have you structured your L1, L2, L3? After coming to ILH, like I think before that you would have just been teaching web development stuff, but then now the structure of your offerings, what is it like, especially for a topic like web development? How do you do it?
Okay, so that, like, I have structured in like the level 1, that is I just teach the very basic, the fundamentals, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like it's
Okay.
a 45 days live course, right? And because of my courses are really big, because in web dev there's a lot of content.
Yes.
So the recorded course are still in the process. I'm building that because it's huge. So the level 1 is 45 days live program
Very
on
good.
every days, and then the second one is for 90 days. That's my level 2, and
Okay.
that is somewhere for right now it's at 23,000 rupees.
Okay.
And level 3 is a group coaching where the people can just the 6 students in a batch, but that costs 49,000 rupees. But
Uh,
just 6 students in a
Fantastic.
batch
For a whole year, 49,000, or is it is there a timeline for that?
for 6 months.
For 6 months, 49,000 for 6 months. So you work with a batch of six and then you take them. Okay, perfect. Just like what I'm doing, Quantum, I have like batch of 25. Excellent. So you have a first one is 60-day challenge, and then
First one is 45 days challenge.
45 days challenge, and then after that
The
60.
second one is 60 days challenge, and
Okay,
if you join like the group, then it's then 6 month challenge.
it's a 6 month challenge. Very nice. So you made it more like a challenge based, and you're targeting only students. I presume that's what you're doing, right? You're
Yes,
yes.
only the graduates and postgraduate students.
Okay. Next question, Ashish, is about selling. I know, most people who are good in giving knowledge and technical knowledge, they are good at delivering it. But to be able to generate sales might have been tough. Like for you, did you have a tough time asking people for money?
Yeah, it was the toughest time for me, Siddharth. Like it was a very tough time, and when I went to the Swastik's webinar, rather than learning the content, I just saw that how he was, rather than giving the offer, creating an irresistible offer, and how he just did all those things. and just
Yes.
blown my mind. And I was like, okay, if swastik is like, who has done this? So I have gone through a video, and it was your interview, and then I thought, okay, this is something I need to do, and that gave me the idea, and I came into this,
Mm.
and I just understood like how to give the offers, how to make a successful webinar.
Mm.
Earlier, I was just focusing on 3 hours, 4 hours webinar, but now I have shifted down. First, I was doing even 3 days webinar.
Okay.
I
Mm.
did that 2 days,
Workshop.
and
Mm.
now it's a 1 day webinar, and
Mm.
I'm able to get like 4 to 5 students, even 6 students per webinar.
Mm. And you're doing it 3 times in a week. Mm.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
So
That's
shifting
great to
from
know.
5 days webinar and then getting 1 2 customers, I have come to a place where I'm just doing 45 to 1 hour webinar, and I'm able to
Mm.
get 6 to 7 students.
Yeah. So it all comes down to the offer. Like a lot of people who say webinars don't work. The thing is, it's not about the webinar or WhatsApp or like workshop. All of these are, you can use whichever connects to the niche, but you have to work on the offer. See, if you can
Yes.
convert, like in your case, if you can convert in 90 minutes the similar numbers as what somebody would spend 5 days, why not just spend 90 minutes? So that's the idea. And if you can get consistent at that, you can automate it and make it like an auto magic webinar. Yeah, people think that it's live, but yeah, that's the next level of freedom actually. Superb. So Ashish, what else I want to understand from you is you've been a technology person, you've been teaching this before. Now after coming into ILH, your income has jumped by like 5x because of the community angle. You learned about the charity angle, like some of these things that are not directly connected to the subject. Okay, so it is all indirect stuff. How has your personal life changed after coming to this community? Any other things that you see in a shift in you?
So, the biggest shift that I can see is, like I have become more humble. The more
Mm.
I'm interacting with the students, the more I see you, I'm becoming more and more humble. So that is the biggest change I can see. Like earlier, I was a very aggressive person, but right now, as I'm growing, as I'm able to grab the knowledge, I can see that I'm being more and more humble, and that is something I'm really happy about.
Awesome, awesome. Great to know. I think the more you know, the more you'll know how much you don't know, and that's what's going to keep you grounded. And what about your family side? Like with your family, when they're looking at your success right now in the last few months, what has shifted over there? What are they saying?
So they are quite happy. So that like earlier when I started with these things, they were like, because my family comes from a very typical background. My father was a government person,
Okay.
so
Hmm.
right now he's retired. So he was like, okay, what you're doing, just focus on your studies, go for jobs, and that is what you're doing. You will not be able to make good bread and butter from this. But now
Hmm.
when he sees this, that he's like, okay, this is far far much better than what you can get in the job, or like from the comfort of your home, just by 2 to 3 hours, and they're quite happy with this. I'm just a single person. There's a single child of
Hmm.
my parents, so they,
Okay.
they are quite happy.
Amazing, amazing, Ashish. I mean, that's
And
the
that's
best thing,
all
right? When you're giving back to your parents. Hmm.
yeah.
Fantastic. And you're living in a beautiful city. Prayagraj is like a cultural heritage of India, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure like most people are aspiring to leave their small towns and go to the bigger towns. But now you're sitting in your own place and doing that. Just tell us about what is the city like, and slightly offbeat, but what's city like, and uh, I'm sure many others won't be experiencing this lifestyle there, right?
So that the thing is like, when I have also went to the bigger cities, but what I have felt like, the calmness that is there, right? The peace that is there in a small town, that you cannot get anywhere. Right? People
Yes.
are so amazing. They are so lovely. Like even each and everyone care for each other.
Yes.
That's the biggest
Mm.
thing. While in
Mm.
the in the fast moving cities, people do not have time for each other, and that
True.
is that is the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing I can see. Apart from that, like it's a beautiful city. A lot of nature is there, and I'm like, I do not wanted to leave the place. Like anything happens, and that is why I decided this. And now I'm so happy that I'm here on my hometown, and just wanted to be here for the rest of my life as well.
Amazing, amazing. And I can see, I mean, when you're connected to your roots and you're not bothered about like going out there, out to a bigger city to make it happen, now you're able to do it from your home. That's true freedom. And being there with your parents, father's retired, creating amazing money that can support the family, earning their respect and pride, and giving them whatever comforts they want. that's what is the purpose of, doing business or building a career, right? So I'm very happy that you are aligned in all those aspects. Amazing. And next question I want to find out is, now that you have been building communities, you're not just selling products. Before you were transactional, now you're building communities. What have you seen as a difference in you as a person now? Every day you're doing 3 webinars, that's for the sales part, and you're doing your inner circle calls for your community. Like, what have you noticed change in you with now your focus is on community rather than just sales?
So, the biggest change, like the success stories that comes on regular basis, that gives me a lot of hype. Like, okay, students are getting benefit, they are quite happy, and I need to build this community where the students can, get more nurtured, and they can get their things. So that is
Yes.
what I'm doing right now, and it has been like building the tribe. When I was building the community, earlier I was not so much sincere about it. I thought that it's just a part, we are just collecting the peoples together and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
But when I came to ILH, I joined the network. I just see that how people are helping each other and how much helpful it is. And when I started building it, like now the students are really happy. They are like, earlier I was not getting like when I started Core Karo, I was not able to get any success stories. Like people
Okay.
were not, and if they get the results, they do not come back to me and say that, hey Ashish, I have got the results and thank you so much. But now when I'm really connected to them, I'm open for each and every doubts and questions. Like I'm building the community. I get daily 2 to 3 messages like this has happened to me, and then we document all those things, and that really motivates me to continue this journey.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's the power of community versus just trying to get a sale or get a client, and it's very different energy when you're doing this. And I want to find out the another question is, do you have a team or are you doing everything yourself at this point?
So earlier I started my own Siddharth, but right now I have 2 interns.
Okay.
One is my Facebook ads, and the second one basically manages the operations, like if anyone has any queries and questions.
Perfect.
So all the support part is being managed by 2 interns. So
Very
that
good.
is, apart from that, like as you told, like the most important thing should be done by you, like either it's webinar or teaching. So that is something I focus on, and I have shifted like the ads part, content writing part, and the query management part to 2 of my interns, and they manage the rest of the things.
Very good, very good. That's exactly how you should structure it. In fact, all of you here watching, for a freedom business model, you just need 3 roles. You need a general manager operations, like who's handling the communication and all that. You need a content manager who can do whatever is your content posting, even that can be outsourced, and all freelancers. And third role is a community manager. As your community is building and growing, have somebody who can watch over and ensure everybody's, the facilitators and things like that. That's it. I think beyond that, you can outsource ads, you can outsource video editing, keep the team lean and mean, and really keep the structure more profitable and lesser human components in the system, but more leverage and impact to scale. That's great to know on how you have structured you and your team. So all of you here watching, if you're inspired by this interview, please share your love wishes, like this particular video below. And if you want to know more about what Ashish does, you can go and check out his website. And if you want to learn how to build websites yourself, especially if you're a student, go and check out what he does and he'll be able to help you. And if you'd like to be a part of the Internet Lifestyle Hub community, I have a link below in the YouTube description. You can join, or just go check out my webinar, attend my webinar, see if it resonates with you, and be a part of this large community. We have over 15,000 members all over the world who are digitizing their knowledge. And Ashish, I like to ask this question at the end, which is the one thing question, right? So based on all of your your journey, your life journey, your experiences, if you have to bring it down to one success principle that you live by and you'll continue to live by for the rest of your life, what is your one success principle?
So be a learner and be the implementer. Like unless you are the learner, if you stop learning, you'll stop growing. And
Yes.
if you're learning but you're not implementing that, like you say, people's fail, system does not, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I completely resonates with that. If you're learning, but if you're not implementing that, like I was planning to start this from the last 1 year before I started in 2021. And when I came to this, I just understood that learning can not just fulfill all the things. You need to implement that at the very same time.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a
So
powerful one. Yeah. Anything else you want to share? Something else? Or that was the main point.
yeah, that was the main point for me.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So thank you so much, Ashish. Waiting to see you, smoothly sail through the Crore Club, waiting to give you the award on stage when we do that live event next. And wish you all the best. I think with what you're doing, the topic that you have chosen, community that you're building, the world is always going to need websites. The technologies and tools will keep changing, but the principles and values and the strategies may not change. And that's what, when you're able to take it in that way, you can really build an army of people are going to shape the internet in the future years to come. That's exactly what you're doing. You're not just building pages, but it's shaping the way people interact with the internet. And with now metaverse and everything else, I think you'll also keep evolving as the things go and move forward. Yeah. So wish you all the best once again. All of you here watching, share your love and wishes below, like, comment, and share your learnings. What are your biggest learnings using the hashtag ILHDeepLearner? If you'd like to win a signed copy of my book, You Can Coach, in our Inner Circle call on Thursdays. So that's it. Ashish, take care, and we're waiting to interview you next in the Crore Club.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. Thank you so much. Good to see you here.